Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first donor wine night. My name is Leah Swanberg. I am the owner, founder of Egg Helpers. It is an absolute pleasure to be speaking with everyone. As you can see, my reason for being a donor 18 years ago, although I didn't have these two kids, was the fact that I had the most amazing children in the world and wanted to share that gift with other people. It was absolutely a blessing in my life to participate as a donor, and really spurred on me beginning Egg Helpers and growing it to be the largest egg donor program in Canada. I'm going to be introducing you all and then getting my kids home and rejoining. For those of you who are busy moms watching this, just know that we too, many of us are busy moms, and a part of Egg Helpers, having been egg donors. Bailey and Amber, busy moms, egg donors, work for us. Christina, who is on here, I believe, is my kid. Not a mom yet, but part of a huge, big family, and so gets that busyness as well. You'll interact with Kelly, who's here. She is our finance extraordinaire and helps people navigate the many questions that they have around reimbursements and what that means in the Canadian climate, and how to navigate that and make sure you got all your T's crossed and I's dotted. And she makes it so simple that it is just foolproof and very, very simple. So I know that many people have questions. I myself was sent a couple of questions through Instagram today. And so I'm going to ask those questions. Then I'm going to pop off for my 5-minute drive home to get these maniacs in the backseat settled, and I'll be back on. So the first question was, for anyone on this call who's been an egg donor, can you share why you decided to? The question comes from a couple of people who are on the fence, and they'd love to have that question answered.
I can kind of start on this one. I started working at Egg Helpers when I first came off maternity with my first little boy. And obviously working in the environment really tugged my heartstrings, and I started talking to donors on the daily, and I really just wanted to be able to be put in their shoes, so that when I was talking to them, I was able to really relate on their level. And obviously I got to see all the intended parents coming in who needed our help. So I did my first one, which was an anonymous donation, and then that opened my mind to doing a second donation, which was known for a same-sex couple in Israel. And now I get to watch their beautiful little girl grow up every day on social media. And yeah, it was just an amazing experience.
For myself, so I have a lot of family who is gay and lesbian. And watching a lot of my gay uncles and cousins try to have a baby, I wanted to be able to help other people. And also just to help anybody with infertility problems. It really did tug at my heartstrings, and yes, I loved it.
Okay, try and make this one as quick as possible without dragging it on. So the first process is just getting in touch with us, showing interest, booking a phone call with Bailey or I, and we'll go over the whole entire process with you and answer all the questions that need to be answered, make sure that you're qualified. The first step will be completing a very detailed profile with medical history of you and your family, immediate family members, so parents, grandparents, siblings. Going into what kind of donation you want to do. The rest of the questions, we just want kind of full personality, put as much of you into it as possible, photos that show you and your lifestyle. You can share family photos if you wish as well, and it's always cute to add a couple baby photos of yourself too. And then depending on where you live, we need to get your blood work done. We need to know what your anti-Müllerian hormone is. It's a part of your fertility, and it does need to be over a certain level to be a donor. So if you're close to the GTA, we can get you into our main clinic, which is downtown Toronto. And then if you are out of the area, we'll get you a requisition for blood work. You simply just print it off and take it into your local Life Labs or blood lab and get that done, and we should have your results within a week. From there, we will reach out to you, make sure that you are fully aware of the whole process, that you're ready to move forward, that you don't have any major timeline restrictions. And then we can put your profile live on our database for intended parents to view, which is always exciting. From there, once you are matched, we will reach out to you. We will confirm all of the details on your match. Type of couple, the type of relationship they're desiring, typically is going to be the same as you because they can see what you have put and what you're comfortable with, and what clinic you're working with. And then from there, the clinic will reach out to you to book you in for your first appointment. This is called your new patient appointment. It's going to include blood work for genetic diseases, a vaginal ultrasound to make sure your ovaries, everything's healthy, see what your follicle count is. And you're also going to go through a counseling session. This roughly takes 4 to 6 weeks to be what's called medically cleared from. I always like to tell new donors, if you do donate again, you do get to skip over all of these first steps and kind of just jump on in. So it makes it a lot smoother and faster. Once you are medically cleared, you'll be introduced to your lawyer. This is provided to you by the intended parents, and this is to ensure everyone is protected. All of your donation details will be outlined here, your rights, the intended parents' rights, your reimbursement agreement, the relationship you've agreed upon, what you're to abstain from while on the injection. So alcohol, tobacco, drug use, sexual intercourse. Typically, once those are signed, you get to jump into the actual donation, which is giving yourself hormone injections in your lower stomach region at the same time daily for 10 to 12 days, with your egg retrieval falling around day 14, give or take. The day of your procedure, you can expect to be given a light sedation and go in for about a 20 to 30-minute procedure, non-invasive. They insert an ultrasound wand vaginally with a little tiny needle attached to the end and extract your eggs. And then they'll keep you at the clinic for another hour to 2 hours afterwards just to monitor you, make sure you're feeling okay, let that sedation wear off a little bit, and then you're free to go home, relax, heal. It's normal to feel crampy and have heightened period side effects during this process. So bloating, cramping, you might be a bit more tired and irritable than usual, but that should start to subside fairly quickly after your retrieval. So we have a question that just came in. Is there any non-injection options? Unfortunately, no. But there is ways to make it more comfortable. So we can get numbing creams or suggest a couple numbing creams. There is also an option to have, I forget what it's called, something put into your stomach so that you're just putting it into there and you can keep it in for a week and you don't have to poke yourself every single time. So there is more options to make it more comfortable. If you are afraid of needles or have a fear of them or anything, you are more than welcome to have a roommate, a parent, a partner come to the clinic with you to learn how to do it. Or if you live close to Toronto, then you can go in daily to have the injections done by a nurse.
Like Amber said, most of the side effects are like heightened period side effects. So you might have some bloating, you might have cramping, you might be a little more tired and irritable, but that's usually the run of it.
Bailey, we had another question come in if you wanted to read that one.
If you're adopted and you don't know the health history, I believe they do more genetic testing for things that you don't know. And that would be stuff that would be included with the testing when you go for your new patient appointment. They just do genetic testing for things that you might not know, like cancer in the background, or things that you just wouldn't know because you're adopted.
Yeah, exactly. Good questions are coming in. How long does the whole process usually take? So as a new donor, I usually will tell you about 3 to 5 months in total. That's from you doing your profile to your procedure date, especially as a new donor, just because you have to go through all the first initial testing periods.
So I would like to add, my name is Sari and I deal with the intended parents. So I'm the case specialist with the intended parents. So when you do go live on the website, it can take up to a couple of days that you get chosen by intended parents, or it may take a bit longer. It just depends on what characteristics they are looking for. So intended parents may look for certain eye color, hair color, certain ancestry background. It just depends on what they're looking for. So sometimes it can take a little bit longer, or you may get matched that same day that you do go live, because there are many intended parents seeking donors at this moment.
Hey team, thank you for covering me while I was driving my kids. Are we simply going through questions and
Yeah.
answering them for people, or are you ready for my...
Yeah, we just had a question come up in regards to the reimbursement process and how it works. But did you want to jump in, Leah, and then I'll go after? Oh, did we lose Leah? Oh, there you are. Can everyone hear me? Awesome. All right, so I'm going to jump in. I'm Kelly from the finance department, and I'm going to go over what the reimbursement process looks like. So when you're matched, you're going to be sent an email for a profile for our app called Nexonia. It's been fully customized for our needs. What you're going to do, you're going to sign into there, and that's where you're going to enter your expenses. So when you start attending your screening appointments and whatnot, that's when you're going to start submitting for expenses. The initial expenses look like mileage or public transportation to get to the appointment, childcare or pet care if you require to attend, any lost wages that you may have for that day. You're able to submit for a meal on that day up to $25. So you're going to sign into Nexonia and you're going to select the category of the expense. It's going to ask you some information in regards to the expense, the date, how much, and you're going to upload your receipt right into the app itself. Once you've done all of that, you're going to submit it. It's going to come to me. I'm going to review the expense and the receipts. As long as everything looks great, I hit approve, and then I send you your funds that day. If there is any information that I require further, I will reach out to you either, by email or text, or I can actually message you right through the app and let you know what information I require to get that item approved. And I am always here to help, and I'm always here for you to ask questions. So you're never alone through the process. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Honestly, the Nexonia app is super user friendly, and anyone that's used it, that's done a donation, can attest to that. It's really easy, and if you find that it's not, I'm here. So.
We've had a couple new questions come in. So if you have asthma or other health issues, so this will all be outlined in your profile. Wouldn't be an automatic disqualifier at all. It's just important for intended parents to be aware of what their child could inherit. So asthma and stuff like that is definitely okay. And then another question is, does it affect future pregnancy? So Essentially, what the hormones are doing is every month our body produces 1 to 2 eggs, mature eggs naturally. We actually release anywhere from 10 and upwards. Medication is just going to mature all of these eggs, so it gives the intended parents a higher chance at a positive pregnancy. So there's no way we could ever take all of your eggs or anything like that. Okay. Do you want to answer this one, Bailey? What if you are a student or a future student?
If you're a future student or even a student now, that's totally okay. You can either do your donation in the summer months when you're not at school, or you can be reimbursed for your missed classes.
So just to clarify what that is, being reimbursed for your missed classes, you're actually able to have a fellow student take notes for you that day, and then you're able to give them a monetary amount for that. All we require is a receipt that has full details as well as their signature, and you can submit that for reimbursement.
And also, if you require doctor's notes for your teachers or school and you're doing it during the school year, then that's totally a possibility as well.
So you can donate up to 6 times. And after that 6 times, then you'd have to have a full physical by our physician to be able to continue to donate up until you're 32 years old.
So if you have previously been a donor and you're continuing your donations and you turn 32, there's nothing saying as long as everything checks out and you're healthy and everything, you can still donate up until about 33-ish, and then the doctor's going to probably cut you off from there. So there is quite a few people here. We are running a contest today for a $25 Starbucks gift card. So if anyone who is here, even if you haven't asked a question or anything, put your initials in the chat, and at the end we will do a giveaway. So the injections are actually covered by your intended parents who have chosen you. So you don't need to worry about any of that coming out of your pocket.
Generally, the only expense that might come out of your pocket would be if you have to pay for the initial blood test in the very beginning for your AMH blood work, and that's $70. But if you really, really don't have it, we can give it to you when you're on your way to the appointment. But if you do pay for it out of your pocket, Kelly, the pretty girl with the curls, will have you reimbursed, within 24 to 48 hours. She's super awesome, quick and fast.
Yeah.
I usually try to get it to you right away. So
Yeah, and it's done by e-transfer, so super quick. If you make an appointment on your local Life Labs, if that's what you have, you're in and out within 10 to 15 minutes, super quick. I always like to, with our personal Life Labs, you can also check the times online to see what their wait times are. But all of your appointments where you have blood work and an ultrasound, even when you're on the injections, are very quick in and out appointments.
Yeah, so if you are a mom, you can definitely be a donor. I'm a mom of one boy, and Amber does have 2 kids. So yeah, you're still able to donate.
So yeah, we can each, maybe Bailey and I, tell a personal story about our donations. My first donation, I wanted to stay anonymous really bad and didn't want any strings attached or anything like that. I was very nervous. And then, so I donated for a heterosexual couple, and they actually wrote me a letter, which was beautiful. And they told me that they chose me because me and the intended mother were both wearing the same Christmas dress in our baby photos. So she kind of like felt a pull and a connection with me. And then I found myself kind of like halfway through my donation, driving to my appointments, wondering what she was going through and kind of wishing that I could share my experience with her, how I was feeling and stuff like that. So it kind of opened my mind to my second donation to do a known. And I did that for a same-sex couple from Israel who moved to Canada for a few years to have their dreams of having a baby come true. And they came to all of my appointments with me. They were, oh my God, just the sweetest. And I was the first to know that their surrogate got a positive pregnancy test. I was one of the first to know when their baby girl was born. And now we're Facebook and Instagram friends, and we check in on the daily, always liking each other's photos back and forth. And they get to watch my kids grow, and I get to watch their little girl grow. And they're trying to start their second surrogacy journey with another embryo that we made together, and I'm excited to kind of watch that one unfold.
So my personal story. So my first time being a donor was an unknown donation as well. I picked either or. I didn't really care either way, and I still don't really care either way. It's totally fine, whatever the intended parents are comfortable with. So that one went fine, and I'm just starting my second donation now. I just started my injections yesterday. So that's really exciting, and this is a known donation. So I'm really excited to kind of start to get to know the intended parents and build a relationship with them and everything.
That's so exciting.
I know.
We had a good question come in. Can you still exercise and stay active? So no high intensity working out, nothing like running or anything crazy. I know I do get a lot of questions about people scared of weight gain during. You can maybe expect a little bit of water weight, but if you still live a healthy lifestyle and you can walk during, you can swim and kind of stay active, and you're still eating a healthy and being nutrition. Oh my gosh, nutritionist. I can't talk. A healthy diet, you are totally fine to keep doing that. But yes, you do need to abstain from anything too heavy or too high of cardio.
I personally haven't found that my injections or procedure hurt at all. Some people do definitely get some period cramps, but it's all on your personal, how your body handles the injections and the procedure of the egg retrieval, I would say.
I just wanted to go over further details about the known versus anonymous. So when you are chosen by intended parents, they do inform us if they want to do a known or anonymous donation. But you do have the choice if you prefer to do a known donation with your intended parents. You can let us know. And also, you do have that option in your profile to indicate that. But just when you are chosen by intended parents, we're going to confirm if they have chosen a known or anonymous donation. But just so you're aware, if you prefer one or the other or have chosen both, just let us know at that time. How it works is when you are fully medically cleared, when you've done all your genetic screening, and you proceed forward with the next steps, which is the legal agreement between you and your intended parents. So if you are doing a known donation, you would do a known legal agreement with your intended parents. After that is completed between both of you, you would then be introduced to your intended parents through email. So you would have communication either through email, or if you prefer doing a Skype call with them or a phone call, but majority of intended parents indicate that whatever you're comfortable with as an egg donor, usually through email, but if you feel more comfortable to have a bit more of a relationship with them, you can let us know. Also, with an anonymous donation, you would not know who your intended parents are. You would just know where they're located, as well as if they are a same-sex couple, heterosexual couple, or a single parent. Just to let you know in regards to known versus anonymous.
Yeah, and just to touch on that as well, you legally have the right to know when they have a baby. So gender and date of birth is your right to know that. Also, at the age of 18, every child does have a right to reach out to their egg donor, but they need to do it through the legals that are provided throughout this, and you do have a right to say yes or no.
No, you don't have to find your own lawyer. The intended parents will deal with finding a lawyer for you, and it will be a lawyer who's been through the process before, so they're very well versed and they can answer your questions if you have any questions.
Yeah, and all the legal fees and all that are covered for you as well. I do see we have a question that came in. Is sex prohibited? Yes. Alcohol, tobacco, drug use, and sexual intercourse while you're on the hormone injections is to be abstained from.
If you have an IUD during this, our clinics will actually work around it. So for my first donation, I had an IUD and they worked around it and it was fine. So that was perfect. If you're on just the pill birth control, you will need to come off it for your injections.
Yes, usually 32 is the oldest and 19 is the legal age to be a donor.
Yep. So as long as you still have your ovaries, you can still donate.
So you just can't be sexually active while you are on the injections, which is about a 10 to 14 day process.
It is also suggested. So you do start the hormones on day 1 or 2 of your cycle, depending on what your birth control situation does look like. Highly suggestive that you wait till you get your cycle again, which typically happens within a week of your egg donation, because you never know, there could be a couple eggs left over. You can still be extremely fertile, so it's just better to play it safe.
Depending on where you're located, sorry, whoever that was, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Depending on where you're located, you will have to get the initial blood work done. You can do that wherever is closest to you where you live. But if you're a first-time donor, our main clinic is in Toronto, and you do have to go there to be seen by that clinic.
Yeah, so it's definitely dependent on where you do live. If you're out of province, your flights and accommodations. Well, if you're over 2 hours away from the GTA, so the Toronto area, your accommodations and travel are fully covered. You can expect 2 separate trips. One when you are matched with intended parents for your new patient appointment for all of your initial testing, and that'll just be a quick overnight trip. And then you do have to be willing to stay in Toronto about 14 to 16 days for the whole injection period as well. Or we have clinics in Vancouver, British Columbia.
I just wanted to jump in quickly because I know one of my main stresses ever in life is booking travel for myself. So just so you all know, we have a travel department that takes care of that for you.
Yes, everything is booked for you. It's super simple, no stress. Any other questions in the chat? Nothing is off limits. Yes, if you are watching and you haven't posted your initials, you don't have to ask a question. As long as you're here watching, you can be entered for the gift card to Starbucks.
We do recommend that you try to still be healthy and try to have a higher sodium diet. So ramen noodles, sushi, and someone mentioned electrolyte drinks are all really good choices during the 2 weeks that you are on the hormones.
Yeah, so higher sodium for sure. It's recommended to have Gatorade pretty much daily. You're on injections now. What do you eat, Bailey?
Very high salt content. And the doctor also told me very high protein is a very positive thing as well.
Yeah, and that does, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Amber.
Oh, that does help offset the one risk factor of egg donation is something called OHSS, so hyperstimulation to your ovaries. Essentially what this is fluid buildup in your abdomen. It's a reason why you do have so many appointments at the clinic to be monitored closely. So that diet does help offset those side effects. If you did start showing any early signs of that, your medications will be lowered. You'll be given medications to counteract that. OHSS is very, very rare, though. Less than 2% of donors are affected.
I was just going to jump in and give some examples of different items that I see for the special diet. So, protein powders, protein bars, high sodium snacks like salty nuts, crackers, all kinds of those things. I know somebody mentioned earlier about weight gain. There are tons of healthy options for both high protein and high sodium. They are a little bit more expensive, though, typically, and you don't have to worry about that because they are also fully reimbursable. Whether that's, grocery store or health shop receipts, you would just upload that receipt, or a lot of donors choose to purchase online from either a health shop or Amazon. We just need screenshots of the entire order and you would submit those for reimbursement.
I see another question that came in about the risk of being able to have more children after. So I did mention this earlier. There's no way that we could ever take all of your eggs. The medication is maturing what your body naturally releases every month anyways. Me personally, I had my little boy and I did 2 donations and had no issues conceiving my daughter. And I also know donors who have donated way more times than me, and they're off starting their own little families now as well.
So you can include anything from a selfie, lifestyle photo, travel photos, family photos, even a photo or two of you as a baby, just so the intended parents could see potentially what their baby could look like. It really is just what you're comfortable sharing with us and with the intended parents.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing we ask that you stray away from are any really heavy filters or Snapchat filters that cover your face or anything like that.
A variety of photos, if you are able to provide baby pictures and childhood photos, are really good. Just working with intended parents, they really like to see a variety of photos. So more like natural photos, if you have some, without makeup, or just, if you're an active person, just things that you like to do. It's really important. More variety of photos is good for your profile, and it does help intended parents see your personality through the photos as well, and that gives them the connection that they would have with you while looking at your profile. Yeah, so that's pretty important.
So that's why it's really important. Even they don't just always look at your photos, they're really reading the questions that are asked in your profile, like your personality, your character, what your hobbies are. Sometimes they can connect with you because you guys have the same TV show, or like the same type of music, or you went to school for the same things, and they feel that connection through reading your profile. Typically, they are going to be looking for same ethnicity, hair color, eye color features. So it really can vary intended parent to intended parent.
The more details, the better on your profile. If you're able to provide, details like Amber said about your characteristics, interests are really important. Like they've reviewed that along with your photos as well. Just looking to your hair color, eye color, just trying to get the same personality and same background. Like some intended parents also look at education as well. It's just a variety of information is better on your profiles. So we have intended parents from all over the world. So we have international intended parents, and we also have domestic intended parents. So they come to us. So we have same-sex couples. Obviously, they are wanting to start a family. So they come to us for egg donors, and then they go to our sister company for the surrogates to help them continue on with their journey of having a family. With heterosexual couples, the intended mom is not able to have a baby herself, just due to obviously low fertility level, and she's not able to either have the baby, or sorry, not able to produce enough eggs to have a child herself. So they come to us looking for an egg donor to help them continue on having a family. And then we also have single intended parents that come to us for an egg donor, and they also go to a sperm donor clinic to continue on with their journey of having a family.
Any other questions? While we still have everyone on here.
I would like to add, just in regards to the intended parents, they're very thankful for egg donors and for anyone that would like to be an egg donor. Without you guys, they're not able to proceed forward on extending their family or to have a child of their own. They're very appreciative of donors, and we always get to see the baby pictures in the end. Just so you know, if you do choose a known donation or even an anonymous donation and you feel comfortable with us sharing pictures with you after they do have a baby, we are able to request that from the intended parents if they are able to provide a picture, and also they will be providing the details of the birth as well.
Yeah, it's always so exciting when we get those emails and updates from intended parents that there's been a birth. Definitely brightens everyone's day. Okay, are we going to do the giveaway? Slowly. Oh, that's so close. Yay! That's exciting.
You're a winner.
That looks like Miriam.
Congratulations.
Any other questions, anybody?
Can you drink after donating? Or is there a wait time? So you just need to abstain from alcohol while on the injections and after your retrieval. And then from there, you're free to do as you please. You do have to have, that's something we didn't really touch on. If you are a tobacco smoker or anything like that, then you do have to have a clean toxology test before you can begin your hormone injections. Okay, I think we are going to wrap this up. Thank you to everyone who joined us. That was really fun. So many great questions, and it's always nice to win a little something too. I'm sure you'll be emailed with information if you would like to book a phone call with either Bailey and I to go over any more questions. If you didn't feel comfortable maybe asking anything here, book a phone call with us. We're always available. We love to answer all of your questions and get you started, and we can all go from there.
Have a great night, guys.
Thank
Thanks,
you, guys.
Bye,
Thank you.
everyone. Thanks for joining.